I live in a little town called Marion. It's right here at the base of the Appalachian Mountains, and I can go out on my deck and I can look and see the mountains in the distance and see the sun rise over them, and it just makes me very happy because it's very beautiful. And you can see as you're going down Main Street, as a matter of fact, our slogan is where Main Street meets the mountains. You can see the Blue Ridge, and honestly, it's sometimes breathtaking. I first started seeing people about 22 years ago because basically this is what I can do. I'm not that good at other things. And it just sort of happened, to be honest. People would ask me things all the time and I would tell them things and never thought anything about it. And then one day I was working in a pharmacy and the lady that actually owned it told me, "You know what you are? You're psychic." So I see your kids are in your energy today really strong, and I know they're playing ball, but I feel like they're getting like an extra input of energy or something, so they must be going to be really busy next week.
Yes, ma'am.
And I feel like your husband is feeling kind of aggravated, so I'm thinking it's about your car thing, but it could be something else. But he seems not aggravated. Might be too strong a word. Concerned, figuring, thinking, trying to sort something out, just in case you're wondering. Not that you asked.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, because it has been a little tricky, should I say?
And I think this next week should be a little bit better than the last one, because the last one feels like just
Yes, ma'am.
like die, but the next week feels maybe.
A relief.
I
Keep
hope.
my head up.
Don't hold me that, but that's what I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Psychic ability is something I think that everyone shares. I think it's a natural human thing. And I think some people, though, like to take that and misuse it and take advantage of people and whatnot. And there's other people who want to denigrate it and say it doesn't exist at all, and that all people that do this are bad and want to hurt people. But some people, I think, it's just this is what they can do, and they do the best they can with it, and that's how I am. Anyway, a few people, started to ask me things and wanted to come and see me. And that lady I was telling you about actually had me over to the house to see her company. And one person tells another person, and that's why I ended up doing this. It just seemed to be the thing that I can do. And because it's not a business for me, it is my livelihood, but it is my ministry. Did you ever feel like one day you woke up and you found yourself on this planet and you're looking around wondering, what the heck? How the heck did I get here? I don't belong amongst all these natives. This is not who I am. And so I guess what I'm supposed to say to you is, you're not alone. You probably feel alone, and you probably again wonder, what is my purpose? And my answer to you is, again, I'm not always shown what a person's purpose is. I think I'm here to confirm, though, that it is purposeful. It is for, again, a higher purpose. And as you get closer to the time of maybe doing whatever it is you're called to do, it'll be made clear. Or it actually may be clear in hindsight. But until then, live each day as it's presented to you. I'm thinking that all families have certain traits that run through them. You have your redheaded gene, for example. You also have your musical gene. You have whatever. And I do think that this sort of thing absolutely does run in families, which is basically just having a higher vibration maybe than the average person, although I have said and continue to say that I think it's a natural part of all people to be this way. Just like all people can sing, maybe not all people can sing that well, but I feel like that this is something that was common in my family. I had an aunt who dreamed dreams. And Papa always said, if she dreams, you might not want to know about it because it's going to happen. My Papa actually foresaw the passing of a grandchild of his. He also was able to take the pain away from my dad's broken arm. He said his arm hurt him all night long, but my dad slept like a baby. I have an uncle who also does healing work, laying on of hands, and I've done a little bit of that here and there, but people tell me that has helped them tremendously. But if you do this to a person, you can kind of feel that sponginess. And if you're working a healing, you can actually sometimes, find knots and voids, and you can smooth their energy. But also you can do this, and I'm just doing a quickie demonstration, okay? You can feel stuff, and what you can do is you can kind of just smooth it out. And what you can do sometimes, right, especially in this area, you'll find it's literally like sticky things, and you need to pull these off or rake these off or do whatever you got to do, because there are pieces, broken off pieces of spirits or whatnot, souls, you might say, whatever. Tentacles, when people touch you, they attach pieces of their energy to you, and they stick. Now, they'll naturally fall off anyway, but sometimes you just need to kind of give it a little boost. If you're feeling weirdly depressed or somehow odd, it's because you're feeling their energy. There's a soldier energy over here, and I'm not taking that back. And I don't know if he died in a civil war and he came back here to live. I don't know if he's just a wandering spirit, a wayward entity, but I'm not taking that back either. He definitely feels homegrown. So right over in here, there's that, and it just seems to me to be, I want to say, a watcher. And again, not taking it back. It's just something I feel. You can do with that what you want to.
Let me explain it like this. Here I am standing in a river, okay? And the river is all that is around me. And it goes on forever, okay? And it repeats and it flows and this and that. And some of these bands, let's say, that are in the river, or waves in the river, are very wide. And some of them are very, very, very narrow. And they're all around. And I absorb these. You absorb these. Everybody absorbs these. So as you're just like living your life, like you do, you will absorb this energy. And then if you're paying attention, you might read one of those bands of energy, you might say. And you might say, I wonder what old Lisa's doing. Or, I feel my mother and something's wrong with her. Or, I think I need to call somebody. And you might not really register it, but that's what's happening.
Now, the homeowner pointed out to another fascia on this tree were the eyes and the mouth over here. But what I'm getting from this tree is it actually has a different personality. And yes, I said it. I honestly feel that there's a lot of energy in the trees. Often they feel like separate beings to me. I think all the energy of all the trees are maybe connected, and all the energy of the earth is connected. But it's like this one seems to stand out a little. They actually nicknamed it Grumpy Tree, which is kind of interesting to me because it feels almost like it's otherworldly kind of. So I don't know what it is, but it's just got a little bit of a different vibe, and maybe sometimes it wishes it were somewhere else, maybe, like we all do from time to time.
Imagination is the bridge between one world and another. Imagination is the bridge between this world and the world of spirit. So imagination is not just this thing that just flies around out there. It is an actual means to communicate. And you access that by getting into, as I've already said, that calm state.
Because I think that it's time for things on this planet to happen, and happen in a way that is not yet obvious or apparent, but will begin to be so. I honestly think that Earth changes are going to be speeding up, and we're going to have to do a lot of catching up. But I also think we've been given warning and maybe even counsel on how to handle it, or even deter it or avoid it. And I do think there is a way to maybe avoid it, at least for a long time, or even deter it for a very, very long time, if we were to pay attention. But I think that time of being able to deter it may be slimmer and slimmer. Alrighty, now I'm going to get into my red-eye gravy.
Look out.
That has been soaking merrily. A little biscuit in there. Be good.
Good, but told it.
Good, but put me in the hospital, but good. Honestly, this is like good is what it is.